Question: are you going to have house guests around anytime soon? Let's talk about it. Back in a few. Hi, this is Jan from New York City, and my channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. How's everybody doing today? Hope that this video finds everybody doing well. If you are brand new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are a veteran here, sincere and humble, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you're just dropping by to say hello, hello. I hope one day you come back and stick around. Thank you so much. I'm going to talk today about having house guests. Having house guests around is a very super wonderful and exciting time. Friends and family get to see each other after a long time, perhaps, and it's just a wonderful thing. And in doing so, it is a bit of a challenge if you are running sort of kind of on a tight budget, but there are things that we can do to make life easier. One, if you know the second you know officially that people are going to be coming over, let's say in a couple of months, this is your golden opportunity to prepare. Why wait till the last minute? And I'll tell you a really good thing to do. Start sacrificing little things, that little niceties for the next few weeks. Instead of that extra bagel out in the street, if you will, or that extra coffee, put that money away and designate it towards some petty cash to hold on to for the duration of the time that your visitors are there. For example, if you have people coming that are going to stay about a week or so, you want to have that extra cash in your pocket, and you're not going to feel the sting of it as much at the time if you prepare sooner rather than later. So that's a biggie. Next, an area for them to sleep. Utilize your guest room if you have one, or spare room. If you don't have one, whatever the area is, just make it as clean and comfortable and cozy as you can. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to go berserk. Just make it sweet, clean, and cozy. If you're able to, and you could buy brand new sheets and brand new pillows and pillowcases, it'll give their bed that brand new feel. I think it's a nice gesture. You don't have to buy the most expensive ones, but there's something about newness, the newness of it all. It's just a nice thought. And if you can't do that, well, just make sure that you tidy up and launder everything and put all that good smelling fabric softener in there and making a place feel fresh, fresh, fresh. There you go. Another thing that's very, very helpful, for example, is make sure that your guests have easy access to wall outlets, to the electric without going berserk looking for it. Because people are going to inevitably need those areas for charging their devices and all that jazz. Yeah, that kind of thing too. Another thing is make sure there's an area for people to keep their suitcase or their luggage. Okay. Now, some people like to live out of their suitcase. They don't like to remove anything from their suitcase. But more often than not, count on leaving at least one dresser drawer clear for your guests, or and slash a shelf. Now, if you do not have spare closet space for them to hang up some clothing, a great idea would be to get, ever see like in those discount places, those like bath type places, it's like piping that you could construct easily. And you just put it up. It's like a rack, like a clothing rack. And they could hang their stuff on that thing, and you could like dismantle it and put it away, or just keep it for yourself as time goes by. You just gave yourself an instant little closet area for a song. These things are really, really important. Now, here's where a trip to the dollar store really comes in handy. Nothing is more welcoming than if you are happening to be a house guest or your family member going somewhere else, and you're presented with a basket of all those niceties, like those little toiletries. If you happen to have been lucky enough to still have some of those little hotel soaps and stuff like that, that you kept, little shampoos, little conditioner, perhaps pick up some, trial size or travel size toothpaste, toothbrushes, little bit of floss, antiperspirant type thing, all optional, all nice. Wrap it up in the fancy basket. It is theirs to use, and Nobody has to go into your family stuff. And it just makes life a little easier, and they have their own little thing. And it shows a little bit of thoughtfulness, in my honest opinion. You could do all this for like less than $10 as far as that basket goes. So there. You probably have half of the stuff available anyway. Just organize it and make it look pretty and beautiful in a basket. I like that idea. Okay, for a person that's sleeping in your home for the first time, they're far away from their house, they're used to their bed, they're used to the sounds in their house. And especially if you live in a city, you're going to hear a lot of city noises. So a great thing to do is to just put in the guest room or area a little tabletop fan, because the sound of the fan sort of drowns out that extraneous sound. And even if you don't live in a big city, it's still such a soothing sound. Or you could recommend some YouTube videos that play these wonderful sounds. You just pull up a video and just offer it to your friend or your family. Again, a little bit of thoughtfulness goes far. Okay. All right. And again, with the sleeping area, it does not have to be fancy. It just needs to be clean, and it needs to be like their own little space. Even if they're not in their own home, if you create a little space for your guests, they'll feel at home in their own little space, and just like their chill out space. And don't bug them. If they want to rest, lay down, take a nap, whatever, you just give them that space. Next, this is really important. Ask your guests well in advance if they have allergies, food allergies, medication allergies, dust allergies. That's really important. So you don't want to have any problems. Also, find out if your guests are like vegan or they only prefer to eat certain foods or whatever. Be honest and have, as I call, the talk. That talk. The talk is big. Talk can be very, very big and very, very important. And make sure you designate a spot for their luggage, whether it's in the corner of a room or in a closet, whatever. That way, everybody, a place for everything and everything in its place. It just makes for a smoother existence, because your life changes too for those next several days. A lot of it is fun, but sometimes it could be, a little challenging, because your life is just different those few days. Wonderfully different, but still different nonetheless. Let's talk about food for a minute. Here's a time that even if you are the most diehard non-meal planner, this is the time to plan meals. You have an opportunity, for example, to make ahead meals that you can freeze and put in your freezer. If you know that your guests are coming in about 2 months or 3 months or even 1 month, take that extra time on an afternoon and just like plan it out. This way, this avoids you from spending money at costly restaurants. If you're on a tight budget, it's kind of hard to balance taking people out for restaurants. I don't mind like doing that, let's say one time out of, let's say, a 7-day stay. If I have someone, I'll do the restaurant thing the one time, but I'm not going to do it 7 nights a week. And I'm totally honest with my guests, and I tell them, I'm on a budget. I'll be happy to show you around. I'm going to show, especially now as a New Yorker, sometimes we get the designated job as tour guide, which is totally okay. But it's not something that we want to do 24/7. So therefore, we suggest places for, friends or family to go and give them that space to explore the city by themselves. I think that is important. I think it is important on both ends, because you could kick back a little bit and just like get a little like space, physical distance, and they could do whatever they want in the city, and but kindly let you know when they're coming back so you could have dinner sitting, waiting, and ready for them, and you all could have a really great time doing so. But it's important. Don't try to be something you're not. That's a big stressful thing. Okay, so let's say that you're having company and you're just an average person that has an average income, and you're doing your best to make everything nicely. But don't try to pretend to be like, I don't know, somebody that's extremely rich. If you're not extremely rich or anything like that, be whom you are, because real friends and family loves you anyway. Just always be kind, thoughtful, and respectful. That goes very, very far. So pretty much this is it. Have you had a recent house guest, or are you anticipating house guests on a budget? Is there something that you can add to these suggestions to make life easier? But definitely planning the meals ahead is actually quite huge, because restaurants can really be costly, especially in larger cities, and especially if you have a whole bunch of people. Turn your own place into the restaurant. Have fun. And don't forget to explore your parks and all the low cost and free activities that you can. Okay? Deal? Deal. In the meantime, this has been Jan from New York City. Thank you so much for viewing. Why? Because I really do appreciate who? You. Don't forget to come back in the future for some more tips and tricks. Have a great, fantastic day. Now let's see if I end this right. Bye bye. Bye bye now.